Good morning, everyone. Today I'm at the Grand Canyon, and as you can tell from the sign here, I'm at the South Kaibab Trail. And today's hike, I'm planning on hiking down the South Kaibab down to the Tonto Trail, and then at the Tonto Trail I'll hike over to the Bright Angel Trail, and then from the Bright Angel Trail hike back up to the rim. It's a little after 5 o'clock. And sunrise isn't about for another hour. I've already hiked a mile because you can't park here at the trailhead. So to park on the road about a mile from here. And the reason I did that, there is shuttle bus that will take you right here to the trailhead. But, oops, it's hard to see in the dark. The first bus that comes here to the trailhead doesn't come until 6 o'clock, and I wanted to get an earlier start. I wanted to be a little further down into the canyon as the sun is coming up. Right now it's about mid-30s. A little bit of a breeze I can feel, but it's going to warm up into the like around 70, 71 maybe, with a nice mix of sun and clouds. Sounds like a perfect day for hiking, and I'm excited about this one. This is close to a bucket list hike that I want to do at some point. I want to do either a rim to river to rim or a rim to rim. For right now, this is as close as I'm going to get. I'll have to come back again maybe next year with my friend from Oregon, and we'll do a rim to rim together. Right now you can't do a rim to rim because the South Kaibab Trail is still closed from last year's fire. This is due to be open next month, middle of next month in May. Right now it's, April 10th, I believe. So anyway, I'm going to start hiking, and I'll see you in a little bit. Okay, I've made it down to the first landmark on the trail, which is Ooh-Ah Point. By far the most popular part of the trail for tourists, because it's only about a half mile down to this point and a couple hundred feet to get back up. So most people can do it. Even young children. Gives you a first view down into the canyon. You won't be able to see anything though because it's still way too dark. So I got some other people showing up behind me. I'm going to keep moving on to the next stop. Okay, I'm getting to a point here where you can get a good view of O'Neill's Butte. Just should be just enough light for you to see it on the video. If I swing around a little bit, you can see the sun is starting to come up. Get a nice little orange glow over there. All right, there's a big group behind me, big guided tour group. I'm going to let them pass, and then I'm going to keep going. Okay, I've made it to the second most popular point here on the trail, which is Cedar Ridge. Again, this is popular. It's only a mile and a half down here. And obviously another mile and a half back up, but there's a pit toilet here, so a lot of people will come just down here, use the bathroom, go back up again. Mules showed up. I guess they're going down to the camp, down to the river, bring some campers back up that stayed the night. And there's O'Neill's Butte again. And turn around, this is a very large guided tour that started at the same time I did. You know, from past videos, you know I like to start early to try to avoid crowds and try to be out here alone, but that didn't work out today, but that's okay. Everybody's entitled to be out here just as much as I am. All right, I'm just going to take my hoodie off and then I'm going to carry on. Okay, getting close to O'Neill's Butte now. It's at one point the trail, I don't know if you can see it. Let me see if I can zoom in. The trail keeps going down. Where is it? Somewhere's down there. Wouldn't you know it? I can't see it now. There it is, right there. Right there. And it goes down across the front of the in front of O'Neill's Butte. All right, the big group, guided group just passed me again. Actually, I think there's a couple more behind me. And the mules passed me. I did find out from the the horse riders, the cowgirls that were on the on that, I don't know what you want to call it, mule team? Let's call it a mule team. That they weren't picking up any campers down at the bottom. They were just bringing groceries down to the bottom, to the camps. All right, onward and downward right now. Okay, third stop on the trail is Skeleton Point. This is the halfway point down to the river. So we're 3 miles in. The river's another approximate 3 miles down. And nice views here at Skeleton Point. I don't know how well you can see that way with the sun in our eyes. But over here it's lit up pretty nice. And it's at this point, if we walk a little further this way, this is the first place you'll be able to see the Colorado River. Not too far over here. I was hoping for a little more clouds. I mean, there's some wispy clouds, not bad. Didn't really get any great colors at sunrise, unfortunately. Still a great day to be out here. And where is it? Right here. If we look down there, can you see it's kind of dark? There it is. There's the river. That's the Colorado River. And here's the rest of the view. Look at this. Does it get any better looking than this? I don't think so. And there's other beautiful areas in this country, but this is stellar. Very unique. All right, and if you look down there, let me zoom in. You see that white line? I believe that's part of the Tonto Trail, and that's where I'm headed to next. I think I got another 1.5 miles to go, and I'm going to take that trail to Bright Angel Trail, and from there go back up. All right, time to keep going. I've made it to Tipoff. And look at this gorgeous scenery. This is stunning. Here's the shelter here, and this is that large group, that tour group that I've been following. But this is just unreal. Let me walk over here, we'll give you a better view of what's on this side. Oh, by the way, there is another outhouse over here, so you can use the bathroom. If we go over here, okay, this is the furthest I've ever hiked down into the canyon. I believe the river is another 1.5 miles, 2 miles maybe, down to the river. I'm not doing that. Like I said, I'm going on the Tonto Trail, and I'm going to show you where that's at. Here's a sign saying the North Kaibab Trail is closed. We already knew that. The Tonto Trail I'm going to be following to the Bright Angel Trail is right over here. That's a beautiful little rock formation here, isn't it? Gorgeous. I'm almost there. Lots of people on the trail. It's nice though to see all these people hiking and enjoying the outdoors. It's encouraging to see so many young people doing it. Here it is, Tonto West. That's where I'm going. And that's going to lead me to Bright Angel, and then Bright Angel up to the rim. All right, let me pack this away, and I'm going to get moving. One last sweep of the view here. Gorgeous. Please, if you ever come out here, I mean, seeing the Grand Canyon from the rim, it's one thing, but to really experience it and to get the best out of it, you got to come down here and do some hiking. You don't necessarily have to come this far, the way I have, but even if you just go to Uwa Point, which is a half mile, you get a better idea of what the canyon looks like at the bottom. Highly recommend it. Get out of your car, walk around a little bit. All right, that's enough pontificating from me. Sorry for the lecture. Time to get moving. Okay, remember what I was just saying about you got to come down into the canyon a bit to get the best views? Well, here's a perfect example. You're not going to get a view like this looking out from the top of the rim. It's just not going to happen. You got to do a little bit of hiking into the canyon to see something like this. I mean, come on. Is this not worth a little effort to come hike down here? Assuming you have the health and the physical ability to do it, which I'm grateful for. I say that every day. I'm grateful for my health and being physically able to do these hikes that I'm on. But come on, take the time, do a little exploring out here. This Tonto Trail is much narrower than the South Kaibab that I was just on. South Kaibab is, at least 3 feet wide and most of the way down. There's room enough for people to go both directions at the same time. This is just a single track, and the section I was just on, there's a fairly deep drop off. You got to be careful. Watch where you're stepping. You don't want to go down that drop off. But I think it's going to be pretty easy to follow. I think it's this way the whole way. There's not any shade on this part of the trail. Not that there was any shade on the other parts of the trail, but there's definitely no shade here. And I don't think I mentioned this at the beginning of the hike either. This hike is going to be, it's supposed to be 14 miles, 3,500 feet of climbing approximately. For me, though, it's going to be 15 miles because I had to hike a mile from the van to the trailhead. You cannot drive straight to the trailhead. You got to park a little further distance away or take the shuttle bus. And I already said I didn't want to take the shuttle bus because I wanted to get an earlier start. But so 15 miles, not too bad, very doable. Done longer. All right, I'll give you another look here. I mean, just unbelievable. Every direction. Okay. All right, I wanted to stop here and show you this. I'm going to try to zoom in. There it is. That's the campground down there, and for the life of me, I cannot think at this moment what the name of it is. I'll put it on the screen. But that's a view of the campground that's down there. Let me zoom back out. Okay. I'll keep going here. I'm liking this trail a lot better. Why? Because there's not 30 people in front of me or behind me in the guided group. I like being out here on these trails alone. Sorry if that's being selfish. I understand they have just as much right to be out here as I do. I get it. I'm not begrudging them that. I just like being out here alone. And I like being the quiet. And that's what this trail's giving me right now. It's nice and quiet. and beautiful. Look at this. Cactus is blooming. Isn't that pretty? Prickly pear. I thought this was interesting. There's a ravine here, I guess you could call it, that leads towards the main canyon. That's a nice view. And it goes along here. I guess it starts back in that way, maybe goes a little further that way. That's really cool. Beautiful colors on those rocks. All right, I made it to the section where there's usually a little bit of a water crossing here. Not very big, but a little one. But I don't think there's any water in it today. Let's check it out. It's down here. This would be the only place where there is a water crossing on this entire trail. Got all these reeds here. It's a little muddy. There's a little bit of water here, but there's plenty of rocks to follow. It's like playing Frogger. Yeah, there's some water there. There it is. So if you have your water filter, which I do have mine, you can fill up some water there and filter it. Right now, I got plenty of water still. I just bought a new backpack, and the only reason I bought a new one was I wanted to get something bigger that could hold a bigger water bladder. My last pack could only hold 2 liters. This one can hold 3. So I can bring more water with me. And I still got plenty left. And there's going to be more water available. I think at the 3-mile mark on Bright Angel, I think there's water that's available. So I'll fill up there. It's been a nice trail. It's in good shape. It's narrow, but like I said, it's good shape. Easy to follow. I just passed one gentleman going the other way. He's doing the same thing I'm doing, but he's doing it in the opposite direction. And there's 2 other people ahead of me. I might catch up to them, I don't know. It's not important. I'm not racing. It's just a beautiful day. Grateful to be out here today. Okay, as I'm going to look up here, it's making me feel small. I'm pan up. How's that? That's pretty. That's all around me here. All right. I've seen way more people, not way more, but I've seen more people out here than I thought I'd see today. I passed 3 people going the same way I'm going. One person going the other way, and then coming up here in front of me, I see 3 more people. So that's good. I'm still mostly out here by myself, so that's great. I enjoy that. The sun is blazing today. It's only supposed to be 70, and it's probably that now. I'm pretty close to it, but it feels pretty warm out here. I'm comfortable, but I can't imagine doing this in the heat of the summer. No way. April and October, those sound like good months to do this hike. Summertime, that's a big no. And the trail's still been easy to follow. It's in good shape. I'm really enjoying this. I think this is part of that same canyon that I showed earlier. And this will, now you can see down to the bottom. Let me zoom in a little bit. It's pretty deep. That's where I'm at right now. I think I'm more than halfway done with this part of the trail. I'm not really sure how much further I got to go to meet up with the Bright Angel Trail. And you might have noticed Star's not with me today. And I would have loved to bring her with me, and she would have loved to have been here with me. But here at the Grand Canyon, dogs are not allowed in the canyon. Dogs are allowed up at the top on the rim trail that follows the rim of the canyon. But down here, no dogs. So she's waiting for me in the van. And that's the main reason I'm not hiking down to the river. I'd love to hike down to the river. I wouldn't be that much further once I get to the Bright Angel Trail. But I don't want to keep her waiting much longer than I have to. She's already going to be waiting at least 8 hours, maybe a little longer, for me to finish this, which isn't a problem. She's been walked, she's been fed, she has water, the windows are open, the roof vent is open, fan is on, the shades are up in the van, it's nice and cool. She'll be all right. But there'll be lots of other hikes she can do with me. She's already done many hikes with me. There you go, look down there. I think I just came off of the Tonto Trail, and this might be already the beginning of Bright Angel. I'm not sure. Back there, I didn't want to film back there because there were some people, but back down that way a little bit was a sign that said East Tonto. So I'm guessing that signaled the beginning of that trail. And this is Bright Angel. It's either I'm on Bright Angel or it's right not too far ahead of me here. And then the fun begins climbing. I think it's going to be at least 3,000 feet, if not more. There's all these little lizards. If they would stop for a second, I tried to get a shot of them. I saw one that was just a little, he was a good sized one. But he was too fast. He was gone before I could get the camera out. That's where I'm headed, up to the top there. I hear water flowing, and there is a water fill station up ahead too, so I'll stop there, take a break, I'll grab some water. I'll film that when I get there. Okay, I stopped here. There's some benches, there's a little bit of shade, and there's water over there. I'll show you that in a second. I just wanted to show you this over here too. This is, they're doing work here, replacing the old water pipes, putting new water pipes in. So people talking to the construction worker here. But they have a thermometer set up here. This shows that it's 80 degrees. So it did feel warmer. Like I said, the weather report I looked at said 70 for the high today, but I guess down here it gets warmer. I don't know. but it's 70 or 80, I should say. And then up here a little ways.
They're a California company, LA.
We'll get our son to
They do big government.
Where I filled up with some water. I also had a little bit of a snack. I get some mixed nuts, seeds, raisins. I ate that as part of the bag. I didn't eat nearly all of it, just a little bit. Oh, there's a squirrel. Hey, squirrel. You look like you're well fed. People must be feeding you. But here's where his water is. This one's working. Water at the top of the trail does not work. But here's where we go uphill. I'm definitely on the Bright Angel Trail now, and I can feel it. It's going up a little bit. It's very gradual right now. It's going to get less gradual shortly. But all I got left to do now, climb to the top. Easy peasy. Careful. Stay on the trail, please. I have every intention of doing that. Alright, let's see what's up ahead here. I'm going to keep going. That's their destination, up there somewhere. I'm not sure where this comes out, but it's up there somewhere. 3,000 plus feet of climbing to do yet. Legs don't fail me now. Yeah, I don't know. Might even be going up this way some way. I don't know. Never done this trail before. I'll find out. I made it to the 3 Mile House. You can see it says emergency phone. And there is a shelter up there. And I also believe there's water up there. But right now I got plenty of water. And I just want to do these last 3 miles. Whoa. There's also a bathroom there at the 3 Mile House. So anyway, it's been a nice steady climb. Nothing crazy steep or anything. But it is an effort, especially after doing 10 miles of hiking and then doing all this climbing. I know I'm done over 1,000 feet. So probably a couple more 1,000 feet to go. And like the sign said, 3 more miles. But there's the view. I think there's another shelter at the 1.5 mile point. I'll stop there and just take a little break, maybe snack on a little more of the trail mix I have, and then crush that last 1.5 miles. Alright, you can tell by the sign here, I'm at the 1.5 mile house. It's right up there. I'm not going to go up there. There's water over here. There's an emergency phone too. There's water. Just trust me, it's around the corner here. And then over there is a bathroom. I sat around the corner from the bathroom. There was a nice rock. There was a little bit of shade. I sat there, had a little more of my trail mix. Took a little bit of a break. 1.5 miles to go. I got to get moving here. I need to get this done and get back to Star. She's waiting. Okay, I think we're coming up to the tunnel. I don't know if there's just one or if there's two. I think there's going to be two because the one I remember seeing looks a little different than this. Or who knows, maybe I'm mistaken. It could be just this one. I'm not ashamed to admit this. I'm tired. I got, I think less than 1 mile to go. But I'm tired. Be nice when I'm done with this. All right, if there's another tunnel, I'll show you that one. If not, I'll see you at the very top when I'm done. There is a second tunnel. This is the one I remember seeing before. It's a picture opportunity here. It's a Instagram moment.
Look at her, make sure you're okay. Oh. Bradley,
Steph, are you going to take the picture?
can we come over for a photo real quick?
All right. Let's turn this off. There's too many people here. Well, you know what? I made it to the top. Unbelievable. I have no idea what the hike totals are. I'll put those on the screen. Right now, what I'm trying to do, I hope I'm not going the wrong way, is find where the bus stop is. I need to take the bus back to the visitor center, and then I got to catch another bus to take me back to the South Kaibab Trail, and that's where my car is parked, or the van is parked. So anyway, I'll put all the hike information on the distance and elevation gain. I'll put all that up, and that's it. I'm going to turn it off here. Thanks if you've watched up to here. Thank you so much for watching, and until the next time, again, keep smiling. All shall be well, and be so grateful for everything you have. We have much to be grateful for. All right, thanks again for watching. Have a great one. Bye bye.